Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome. Why no work? Hold on. Okay, it's connected. Turn it back on. Any day now? Maybe? There we go. Hold on. Let me turn this down so I'm not blasting my ears. Flip everything through. You know what? We're gonna move this thing over here. Close that. And flip it through shenanigans. My brain thought process. Hold on. This is still really loud for me. It might not be loud to you guys, maybe? OBS updated, so I'm concerned for all problems to arise. Turn that off. Should go back into that. That is on the wrong tab, so if somebody pops in, they won't be able to hear anyone. So good, go here. There we go. I'm just struggling. There we go. So before I start yapping, I finished the one for arson. This is what it looks like. All completed. Arson King is done. This little holster. I did take and do the the hand piece. It's just unfortunately the angle of where the hand would be, you're only seeing like the antler. So yeah. And this is close up. The bottom half. And that's the top half. Turn it off. But yeah. It took me a hot minute to figure out how to do the lava. It's not quite the way I wanted it. Hello, welcome, Diamond Ninja. Welcome. It was frustrating, to say the least. And then trying to get the lighting just right and the smoke, because I don't know much about this character. The lore is still being built for this one. But this one I finished on Art Fight, so it's up and on there with that thought process. I should check that one more time before I continue with things. Highly doubt you remember me because holy crap, it's been a while since I used Twitch. The name does sound familiar. I mean, people can come and go as they please. I think it was an Animal Crossing stream. I haven't touched Animal Crossing in a hot minute. It's been a very hot minute. But I do remember. Definitely Animal Crossing. I don't know if it was when the tarantula learned to jump. I didn't know that they jumped from one end to another. I think it was around that time. I think. Yeah, I think that's the one. Yeah, because I panicked and I tried to run to the ocean, but I had something in my hand, so I couldn't go swimming into the ocean for safety. I feel like I would then discover that the tarantula could swim. And I don't need that fear factor in my noggin. I remember it. Yep, that's it. It's clipped on my channel. It's great. It is. But how are you doing? If it's been a while, how are you doing? How's life? Is it good? Bad? I mean, life is got its up and downs, so. I've been good. That is good to hear. I started doing art fight, in case if you haven't been lurking around or floating about. So this is one of the pieces that I've done. This is for hot as heck here, but I'm alright. Well, stay hydrated. Where I live, it's like 80 something outside. It's partly sunny, so it's not too bad, but I think the worst part is the humidity where I live. That's where it starts to be oof. Biscuits. Yes, Arson. So Arson is also doing art fight. And Arson's one of, well, the two characters. There's Arson's Queen and then Arson King. And this is Arson King. So I decided Arson was on Team Fossil. I'm on Team Crystal. So I attacked Arson. And congrats to Papu. First, and a hydrate. I definitely need to drink water. I've been drinking a lot of soda. And congrats to Arson on second. And I'm a hydrate. Yes. If I hydrate, y'all have to hydrate because the weather is awful. Well, maybe. Depending on where you live. But still hydrate. With some kind of liquid, preferably. If you're drinking coffee or tea or something. But welcome in, everyone. I was just over here yapping about the piece that I did for Arson. I'm gonna be lurking. You enjoy the lurk. Definitely lurk in the shadows. I wanna add like the lurk command. I don't know how Joshy Witch did it, but it takes like people's like Twitch profile images and it just slides it behind some trees. I would love to have something like that. Or like a cage or something, you know, in the corner. For all the people lurking. But Papu, enjoy the lurk. You enjoy that. Let me check one more thing. There we go. Any other things for me to check before I start rambling about the 20 million thoughts that I have in my goldfish brain? Wait, you can admire this beautiful piece. And if you are a content creator and you want to chill in the BC with me on stream, you're absolutely welcome to. It is definitely open. I don't know where to start. Close out, clear that. Okay. So, anyways, now that I have some water and my thoughts are struggling because they're moving at the speed. Not silence. Don't ask me questions about the iCloud right now. That is rude. I I mean, this is 18 plus, so if you're not 18 plus, I would say scurry away. Not that it's necessarily bad, but last night I was drinking the adult beverage, and younger Biscuits drinking would involve me shopping for like Jackbox shirts that I would make with my friends when we would all hang out, or I would buy silly little things off of Amazon. I don't do that anymore. But last night is the first time I was drinking in a while, and I got in my head that I was going to figure out how to create a game. I don't know why. Goldfish brain. One thought. You gotta stay on one track. So, we'll switch to this. My little Yaparoo handwriting screen. Because, like, I still want to do art, but, like, I don't feel like doing art fight now, but, like, some kind of art. So, I, somehow managed to, with the help of Del Papa and a few others, walk me through downloading Unreal Engine. I don't know what I'm getting myself into making a game, but I want to make a game. So, that is where my goldfish brain is. And, I love the farming little simulation games, like Harvest Moon, Animal Crossing. So, that is where my brain's at. And I want to at least bullet point some stuff that I kind of was researching to figure that out. Obviously, like, I could mess around with, like, Unreal Engine and kind of, like, figure things out as I go with some tutorials. But at the same time, like, if I don't have any idea of what I want to do, I'm gonna struggle. My brain disconnects when I see any type of programming. I mean, fair. When I was trying to set up my Discord or set up any commands, like, I have a command now that's like exclamation point D20, and it has random like things that would happen for each like die that I would land on, and I had to really figure out how to, like, it's not necessarily coding, I would say, but figuring it out was not the easiest. And especially, like, when I really, like, fixate on a thought process, like, I will spend, like, a week on it and see if I can make it possible. And I had made a bite command. I actually have technically two, nibble and bite. They meant to be one. I don't know how to make it so that it's like my D20 command. And I will figure that out another day. That is another day Biscuits problem. It's a struggle, to say the least. I should have been learning how to code before I was born. Is the whole thought process behind all that. And then I was kind of trying to find like lists for like the breakdown of what I would need to make a game. But at least the thought. And thank you for the posture check. The words. I was gonna say Ninja Diamond, but it's Diamond Ninja. There we go. Words. Let's see. It's on one of these tabs. Is it this one? No. Got like several tabs open. trying to struggle. So you can call me Diamond. Alright. I don't know if we discussed that before, but welcome. And I'll try to remember that. Everyone does. It's way simpler. Fair. So, one of the things is to define... And my handwriting is going to be real sloppy, so I am sorry if no one can read this. Or core concept. And vision. So my first thought for a game is making a farming game. So that is my thought process. At least have the central idea of the game, or the core concept. I guess a vision is like maybe a theme. And I was talking about this with some friends. Like, I love Harvest Moon, Tree of Tranquility. And it has a certain art style and like that I love. I think do I have an image? I might. There we go. Let's see. There's a lot of stuff going on in here. There. So this is like their art style. And I feel like a lot of my art, like, at least sketches derive from, like, me drawing the head like this. Which feels very connected to that. We're gonna... Go in here, clean this up. Because that's how I first started getting back into art. I was doing sketches like this in one of my sketchbooks. And just this, like, diamond triangle thing for the, like, headpiece or shoulders and up was nice. Beautiful face. I know, most majestic, like, sparkliness going on. Beautiful. I don't know what the theme would be, so I was... And I feel a masterpiece. I know, this is the sparkles pull it together. 10 out of 10. Well, I would say 20 out of 10. Because it's my favorite. Little quick doodle. A lot of the farming games have the same generic story. You come back to like a... Would the word be dilapidated? Run down 21 out of 10. Don't underestimate yourself. You know, that's fair. That's fair. You know, it's my favorite. So, you know, I gotta add that +1 to the equation. So it's like always a rundown farm. You're leaving the city life, or you're starting like a new life in some way, or you inherit it. which are, like, not bad, but I feel like those, like, 3 almost get overused. And you're always, like, starting off small. Well, not small. Like, in the middle of your life in the game, I guess. A young adult. So I think the idea of going from this way is not bad. But, like, I feel like the games don't... I mean, Stardew does it, where, like, stuff kind of changes as, like, you get married and stuff. But, like, that I'm aware of doesn't get too far into that. And they add, like, wizardry in some of them. So, like, there's witch magic. Witchcraft, that's the word. In the mines, there's, fighting. And I'm not gonna lie, I was never a fan of Stardew's fishing. So that is, I think, gonna be something... If I make a farming game, that is gonna be probably my biggest thing. For fishing. Like, I want fishing to be enjoyable, and I cannot enjoy Stardew's fishing. I almost like Animal Crossing's fishing. Like, if you don't hit it within a certain time frame, like the button to hook in the fish, like, obviously you don't catch it. I mean, Stardew is kind of like that, but, like... But Stardew has the whole, like, up and down little bobber bar, and makes me a madman. And then there's a cool mechanic in Stardew, or not Stardew, Harvest Moon. When you buy a bag of seeds, it does like a row of 6 squares. Whereas most farming games is just 1. And the concept of buying seeds hurts my brain for, like, some farming games, because that makes no sense. Like, it would make sense, like blueberries. You get additional items if it was, like, a blueberry. Because it comes... Blueberries, you don't... Like, when you pick a blueberry plant, or, like, stuff that has multiples or something, you would get multiple of that. But, like, I would say a certain squarage of, like, pumpkins would be 1, and occasionally 2. If it was, like, a bigger square. It hurts my brain to try and put these into words, because goldfish brain is running so fast. So this would make sense for just 1 little seed bag. But, like, if you're growing carrots, or... It would be, like, a bag would be a whole row, or multiple, or, like, 9 squares or something. So those are, like, some of the things that I would generally want to do different than most farming games. Because it's just the generic one square. I think that's really the... So the, like... Those things... What else is different? And I don't want to, like, compare... Like, if I'm gonna make a game, I don't want to compare it to Harvest Moon. I just want to pull some aspects from it. Which is the... Obviously, the theats, for sure. And the big bobblehead. And tiny body, because that's great. That was top notch. Would it have a multiplayer? I think I would definitely give it, like, a multiplayer. I know, like, my group of friends, like, I know a lot of games multiplayer is, like, 1 through 4. But, like, when I play with my group of friends, there's, like, usually 8 of us that want to play. So if, in order for us to all play, we'd all have to play, like, 2 separate games. Or mod it. And obviously, if I make a game, I'm gonna allow it to be modded. It's gonna be modded approved. And multiplayer, definitely approved. That's not how you spell multiplayer, but close enough. I think if I'm gonna start out with anything, it would probably be like 1 through 4. And then, or at least like, I don't know how well I'm gonna be doing coding. So it's probably gonna be 1 or 2 players, and then 4 players, and then I might open it up to 8. Assuming it can handle it. I mean, Unreal Engine can handle a lot of things. So it's gonna be there. And then the angle. Most gameplay is like top or like a bird's eye view. And it's kind of drawing the house from Stardew. So that's what I can think of. And I didn't quite like that option. A function that I really want to see in a farming game world is where it's open for everyone. I don't want to, like, burst the bubble, but I am one person trying to attempt this, and I would love that too. If I can open it to, like, have an open world, or, like, if, say, the first game that I make is good and then progress into making, like, a team of developers and we can do it that far, that would be hella great. In a way that you can open a world to your friends or something. I like the idea. So, like, trying to think of a game where you could do this. Where you... I think Minecraft does it pretty well with, like, the realms. Yeah, kind of like a realm where, like, you don't have to have the person who made the world be on, because Stardew's like that. What's another one that's like that? I was just playing this Pow World. Like, if I open the game of Pow World right now, like, and my friend wanted to play like hours ago, they would have to wait until I hopped on. Unless you pay for servers. I don't know how the servers thing would work, but I would definitely would like the idea of, like, a realm. Minecraft realm open world. We're gonna write that. Because that would be nice. And I feel like the standard of, like, the camera is fixated on, like, one angle is kind of frustrating. So, and I've seen this in, like, other Harvest Moon games, where it's more about, like, a, kind of like Animal Crossing and Harvest Moon, in a way, where it's more at a angle, so you can kind of see things. But you could still adjust the angle, but not too far and not, like, too crazy. This is dirt or something. I don't know yet. Or a beach. Put little plants in here. Could be a horizontal camera. You could turn it left or right. True. It could be just one little... I feel like that gets a little difficult sometimes if, like, there's multiple plants in a row. But depending on how I mess with the camera, it might we could do it horizontally. I know for sure I don't want necessarily, like, a side scroller, I guess, of, like, the world. I know I don't want that. Or like what do they call them? Platformers? Not that any farming games are that I'm aware of are like that. I'm gonna snooze the ad. Snooze. But this is something that I do not want. There was another point that I had earlier. Where was it? We'll merge those together. Do. Where is it? I saw it. I had it down, but... Or mini games? Harvest Moon had mini games. And I feel like Stardew also lacks some mini games. I know there's, like, the little Easter egg things that you could do, or the arcade thing. That might be a thought. That is a maybe. Events or special seeds. So the, like, most recent Harvest Moon game, the Winds of Anthos, or, yeah, I'm saying that right. I feel like I said that all out of order. There's a lot of special seeds where I think it's too much. So, like, let me make a new thing. So, like, with the special seeds in that one, there's, like, it breaks it down by region, seasons, and then from those two, there could be different varieties. We'll just write V, and then they like branch off and make like so much more, and then there's other ones that branch, and depending on these two, they make extra. And I feel like that made it go too far. Here, put the seeds there. Where did I put it? I keep moving things, and I shouldn't do that. I have a dumb idea, but it's fine. Let's hear it. If you want to share it, you don't have to share it. But I do have another thought about the seeds. So, a big complaint of mine is in all farming games that I've played so far, what if we make customizable for plants? As a mini game or as a thought for the plant? Like, what is it called? I know for trees, it's called grafting. I'm probably gonna spell this all wrong, but it's notes. We're gonna snooze the ad again. What is crossbreeding, I guess, with like plants? I mean, this would help with the whole variety thing, I guess. Like if you had two different, what's a good one that does that? Bell peppers, I think. Pollination chart? Like there could be different color palettes for the plants. That could work. That could work. Color. Here, we'll put it over here. And then plants. Cross pollination. That's what it's called. Like bell pepper. This is not what I was looking at, but it's a general idea. But it's like the thought process. I think I'm following with the thought process, but like with the Animal Crossing, like the flowers. If you take like I'm gonna just say tulip. Then this might not be right, but like a red tulip with say a yellow tulip, not turnip. Make an orange tune-up. Oh god, the words, they're struggling. What if the color palette comes to life and you make it some pants wear tuxedos for April Fools? Dress them up. I really want to see a carrot being dapper. I read that as diaper, not dapper. Here, we're gonna draw. This is gonna be a rough-looking carrot, but we're gonna give him the cool sunglasses. And there we go. I mean, it could be possible. Like like there's in Harvest Moon, it's usually like little fairies or sprites that are screaming for help because the world is, it's beautiful. It's, you know what? I'm gonna add this little guy to the creature corner with my little knuckle sandwich and want some little entities right there. He's gonna get put with the others. So there's the little sprites or fairies, and then like in Stardew, there's the Junimos. What's another one? I was right on my noggin. What is it? I mean, Slime Rancher, there's the slimes, but they produce plorts. Technically, it's a weird situation. And the ad, I'm gonna save my last dismissal of an ad break. Coming up in 45 seconds. So be prepared. I'm sorry. Where is... What other games are farming games? Okay, yeah. I'd just like to prepare you for the ads. Other farming games. Let's see. It's not. Okay. Like there is something. So there was Ooblets. That was another game, but it was like a card RPG battle farming game. Ad jump scare. No. What is... Ad chill's hopefully over. Maybe? Slowly? For sure? Double ads. Oh, that's rude. I'm back. Well, that was rude for the double ad jump scare. That was not part of the plan. Maybe because I double blocked the ad is possible. But I was saying ooblets. Ooblets was the other one with a different little creature helping buddies. It has disconnected me for no reason. Are you on mobile? I know mobile's still buggy. Yeah. Mobile's like that. I do. The thing that another thing is romances or relationships. That is not how you spell relationships, but that's relations. That works too. Um, is there's I have no computer with me right now. That is sad. Well, it's sad, but I mean, you do what you gotta do, and it is fine. It's just mobile is buggy, and it's unfortunate that it disconnected you. There's been times where I've been on mobile. The yapping sounds like a great movie. The yapping, yeah, the yapping, the yapping. That's what I'm gonna use for now on. I'm gonna make a command that says yapping. I'm using that. I'm writing that down on my notes. Yapping. But how are you, Neri? Welcome. Yes, and congrats on third. Um, right now I'm talking about how I am in the thought process of making a game. I just don't know where to start, and I'm kind of just writing down the ideas of going through like a sheet of stuff. I'm okay. I've gotten one mount today in my farming. See, more farming. You're already on the right page. With romances though, I don't want to be like a dating sim game where like you could date anyone, but like it makes no sense to me when there's like, okay, obviously there's like a selection of bachelors and bachelorettes. All right? And you know, there's a small selection that you gotta pick. It doesn't even talk or allow players to romance a rock. Just rock. It doesn't even talk. I mean, that would be a fun. Why stop at rock? You can this is gonna be the secret like romance thing. It's gonna reference to the dating sim of date everything. That would be it. It would be the rock. Date everything, but you just have schizophrenia. No, that's awful. That is so awful. But that is so cruel. But I love it. It's cruel, but I love it. We'll put that in the back burner for a thought for another day. Imagine being a friend of the day everything protag. Oh, I feel like that would be a bit brutal. But back to this. So, like, there's, like, these marriageable... I don't know if that's a word, marriageable, but it's not a word. But then there's, like, all these people in town that are, like, married, but not married. Some of them are just single. Some of them are just, like, chilling in life. Say, like, these people are married, those people are married. But then you got all these right here that are, like, quote-unquote eligible. Oh, Rock. I love you so much. Rock. I gotta date my bed. Long live Rock. He looks like a tired little guy. There we go. He's just there. Should I add the little... Should I give him a mouth? Or is it funnier without the mouth? I love the turnip. That was supposed to be a carrot, but the fact that you call it turnip's even better. It's a reference of, will there be bread in the game? Oh, absolutely. There would be bread. 100%. I love me some sourdough bread. Gotta keep it in there. If there isn't any bread, we would write. Get that valid. Bird. Burb. Burb. If there was gonna be a romanceable loaf of bread, that would be its name. Bird. And back to my thought. My thoughts running rampant as I read chat. Like, you should be, in my thought process, allowed to marry a single, more stable in life person. Where it should be. Quest about the birds in the area being some kind of spy. They are not. The person is just crazy. That would be funny. The reward for the quest. A whole rotisserie! You know what? Don't ask where it came from. Yes. Yes. The the bird spy. Spy bird. Words. Reward. A whole rotisserie chicken. Chicken. We'll throw that in there. I love how you think, Diamond. Well, I don't think. I just say and hope it's good. Me too. You know, that's valid. That is the thought process. Oh, back to the seeds before I forget. So, so there's the seasons, right? There's 4 seasons. Spring, summer, fall, winter. Pretty basic. And depending on how many days are in each one. I don't understand why you can't order or buy the seeds for the next season until that day. So I think 2 or 3 days before the end of the month or something, or the last week of the month, you can then pre-order or buy seeds. That makes no sense to me. And my thought process with seeds, like, most seeds just don't, like, die right away. Or plants don't die right away. It takes days. A hidden farm god cult that you exchange seeds to for weird cult god seeds, like the one of Poe statues in Tears of the Kingdom. That is a thought. God, special seeds from God. So that, I think that's most of, like, my tangent for the seeds. The helpers, I think I would have helpers. Oh, wait, no. More to the marriages. When you get married in the game, I don't understand why, like, none of the, like, your husband or wife or your kids, like, husband, waifu. I don't know how to spell waifu now that I think of it. And kid. I will put kids plural, because I don't know if I would allow to have. Well, I got the right letters, just not in the order. To be honest, any cozy game that needs some strange call in a BG, I don't know what BG stands for, my goldfish brain, that no one talks about. I unlocked an emote for 24 hours. Yeah! Background. Yes. Weird cult. Weird cult stuff. We'll put that down. But back to this thought here. They, depending on who you marry and their skills. So their skills plus what they can do on the farm. Well, not plus, but whatever their skills is, plus your farm, I'd say. And marriage. Will equal what they will do around the farm. Can the cult be hella chill? Oh yeah. They can give you bread for joining. Yes. Chili cult. But they don't even like that one. Or they don't even words. They don't even look like one. Yes. Bread. I'm gonna put bread here. Yeah, that sounds like a fit right there. Monthly bread subscription. No, you like, well, yeah, there's gonna be a subscription. So like, if you don't pay up, whatever the weird cult you join, I think I should have like different weird cults, and if you don't give the requested item by the end of the month, the cult will kick you out. You have to work extra hard to get it. Like, it's Jim, Tom, and Horace from the town just giving bread to some scarecrow. Every month, you get 99 bread. Opposing cults for each crop. The cults, cults, beef, not beef, but like cult beef, campaign, something. I don't know how to spell. I'm just writing scribbles. Cult rent. One of the cults is mafia, though, like the Carrot Mafia or something. Yes. I feel like we're getting into, like, Ooblots territory. Ooblets? Ooplops? Ooblets? But that's what they have. They don't hurt anyone. I know they wouldn't hurt anyone. They're just intimidating. It's like the most Midwestern cult you have ever seen. That's, I would say, where I live, the most Midwestern cults would be the people that believe Bigfoot and Sasquatch are actually real, but they can never prove that, you know, they're real. Okay, but Bigfoot is, I mean, there is, like, some solidness to it. I say some, because it's questionable sometimes. Nothing wrong with being slightly suspicious with the thought process. Just some of them really stretch it. My parents believe that's... How do I put it? Sasquatch do exist. They live up north of where I live. So I live in Michigan. So, like, they live up north. And I mean, there's parts of, like, you know, the United States that shit aren't, you know, fully discovered. Honestly, I think cryptids are just Pokemon. You know? That it really is. Let me go back to my little point thing. They just don't like us enough to be Pokemon, you know? If I was a cryptid, I too wouldn't like us. You know, that's a valid statement. Make the cryptid, the cult, whatever. Ooh, wrong thing. The cult, entity have, like, 1 in, like, a million chance of spawning. Instead of, like, the cult leader. It's the actual cult, like, cryptid. That's what it would be. Yes. Gotta scribble that down. 1 in a million. I'm just gonna write a bunch of zeros. Cult god. That's what I'm gonna write. Oh. Well, I wrote that on the wrong page, but that works. I like the idea that for anyone passing through would think this town is some murder cult. Oh yeah, if I'm gonna make some, like, cult stuff, there's gonna be definitely, like, some weird, like there's gonna be, like, the good... Get my cult up here. There's gonna be, like, what is it? I'm going to do it for, like, my D&D campaign, where there's gonna be, like, a truth, and, like, say, like, a false statement about the cult. And then, depending on which cult would have, like, whatever that information came from. But no, it's actually just Tim hosting pool parties or barbecues. Man, Jim has been crazy. He's yapping over there, talking about cult things. Don't know that guy. AKA, I'm Jim. It's just me wearing a mustache. Hold on. We're gonna... There we go. I don't know why names like Jim make me laugh. Make the mustache much longer. Like, here, hold on. Let's round that out. Make it, like, go two different directions when I haphazardly have to switch between the two. This has to be magnificent. Yes, yes. And it just, like, the longer it gets, the more curly it gets. Oh. That's close enough. There we go. Make it longer than the head. You know what? Here. Well... Oh! That is not the thing that I want. You know what? We'll just... not have a crisis when we do this here. We'll scribble this away. Oh god, this is gonna be rough. And then with the twirl. There we go. There it is. I'm Jim now. Would it be Jim or Jim Bob? Making the Waluigi jealous? Yes! Finally! I make the great Waluigi jelly. What would a backwards B would be something in another language. I get a little shirt. There's B and then there's backwards B. For biscuits. His full name is Jimmy McBob. I like that name. All the cult leaders are biscuits with a mustache. And it's different about... I'm the cult leader now. It's just me in a different outfits, different disguises. Turns out it's a cult family with whatever name for that many kids would be. Yes. And I'm gonna put Jimmy McBob. That is the name. The mustache is pixel smaller to distinguish them. Yes, like a barcode. Yeah. I like what we're cooking with. What is the other list? So the central, I feel like we got a good central idea of what the game would be like. So far. The next thing on the list, that I'm following is, what are the feelings you're trying to deliver? Experience you do, what words? What experience do you want the players to have? I mean, the silliness. Gotta vibe with the silliness. Saying we're adding a cherry on top is an understatement. I mean, gotta be silly. Oh, here, that's right. Here, we'll do this. Feelings / experience. What? Silly. Funny, silly. Oh, wait, hold up. I missed something. Adding the frosting around all around the game. Funny, silly, goofy even. We're all little goobers. Yeah, we're goobers. Little goobers. Goobers being the goopiest of goobers. Saying we adding a cherry on top. Adding frosting all around the game. I don't even know the storyline for the game yet. My thought process ain't even there yet. Other than we got Jimmy McBob in my imposter syndrome that I have conveyed to myself. I am the cult leader, apparently. I consume it all. We add the frosting and forget to buy the flour. You know, I feel that on a personal level, when I start baking, I always forget something and I have to, like, scrounge through whatever I have in my pantry to whip it together. Like a madman. Another question is the unique selling point. Why would someone choose your game over others? I got weird cult stuff. Selling point. Weird cult stuff. Beautiful mustaches. Tuxedo carrots. Yes. Mustaches. That's not how you spell. Yeah, it is. I'm just... Mustaches. Need I say more? Exactly. Tuxedo carrots. What else? We already caught their attention with the cult. Should we start off with, like, beautiful mustaches, tuxedo carrots, silly little goobers, and the best of all, weird cult shit? I wanted, if I was to make the ad, the trailer, the ad for the game, I feel like I would, like, do it in the style of the game. But, like, get in, loser. We're doing weird cult shit. I think that would be it. Make it 50% mustache. The ad, or add a mustache on the screen. Like, I don't know if I would have cars. Like, I haven't even, the thought process is going. It's just running. But if it was like a car, I am so drawing like kindergarten version of my car. Oh my god, that is great. Oh, that is the wrong way for the steering wheel. The yapping. Would they also have the largest mustache and the car? Would that too also have a mustache? Or if, like, we did a horse. Give it long neck. With the horse, you get a mustache? That is a thought process. I think I like this idea. Oh, instead of a person driving it, it's the tuxedo carrot. It's the carrot. The carrot is driving. He's got the fancy sunglasses and the mustache. Or we could take a big mustache and just put it across the screen. Like, would it be just that and then we just say the line? Great moogly googly, we upgraded tuxedo carrot. Yeah. He was like looking fine, looking snazzy. Maybe we'll give tuxedo carrot like a midlife crisis and he shaves the the mustache off and then he regrets everything. The tuxedo side quest. Or the tuxedo carrot side quest. So words, I didn't spell that right. No, let them keep the mustache. Anything but the mustache. Oh my god. You know, that's fair. Or, like, the side quests could be, like, it amplifies. You gotta find that special material to make it, like, bigger or something. Give it some strange side effect. And you get so many times to give it something to see the different effects. We make it sparkle. Oh yeah. We can add this sparkle in there. Give it a sparkly effect. It's a real this is so silly. This is so great. I love this. Obviously, there would be wholesome moments. There would definitely be that. What's the other? What is your target audience? Understanding your players help focus design. Understanding your players help focus the design decisions. Well, I think I already got that covered. We don't need to write that down. We're good here. We know what targeted audience we have. Develop game core mechanics. Oh, I didn't even start writing and I look up mechanics. Fundamental rules or interactions. There are basic actions system players engage with. Open another ad is coming up. Divorce. Yeah, divorce. The marriage. Divorce. I'm not spelling anything right. That's okay. Gotta hire a lawyer. Oh my god. And it's just me in a fancy suit and a briefcase. Yet again. The non-important NPCs would be me in different disguises and outfits. Petting bunnies. Okay, petting animals would be an option. But I think also with the line of relationships, I think after you get to a certain bunbies, or should I call them bunbies? Yes, words. Bunbies. Like, every government or important person is just you with a different color mustache. Yes. I will infiltrate my own game. The ad ends sometime. I'm so sorry if you got stuck in the ad jail. But hugging. Toby has his white dog, and now you have Biscuit's shadow Cabell. Oh my god. Yes. But assuming people are out of agile, hugging. I don't understand. Like, if you are boyfriend and girlfriend, or like whatever your relationship status is in the game, like once you hit friend and up, assuming the character allows physical affection, you should be allowed to hug them. Not until after you're married in the game. Because some games do that. Agree. Yeah, like, you know how many times I've been mad? Like, I understand, like, some people, like, wait a really long time before, like, they kiss each other romantically. Like, like, that makes sense. But, like, hugging? What is wrong with hugging? Rude. Blasphemy. I want my hugs. I want to be able to pet. Well, it's getting slightly late. I'm gonna go for the day. See ya, everyone. You get sleep, Diamond, and thank you for stopping by. We'll continue the yapping of this. I don't know if I'm gonna be actually doing art, but like, I'm definitely yapping about this. The final word of the day, burb. Yes, burb. Big old burb. Wait. I'm gonna spell it wrong. Rude. I met a couple who was together for 40 years or so. They literally had one kid and haven't held hands since. This is the type of story drama that I want in a game. I mean, not, you know, what's like going on between Robin and Dimitri in like Stardew, but like that's it. That's the stuff. There's gonna be obviously drama amongst characters. I think another thing is having to, a lot of them you have to juggle between doing one thing or another. So between all the skills that you have, if you're trying to do, I don't know if I would be able to implement it into the game, but it's a nice thought where if like you used, there's like a set of skills. There's one skill that you use the most. Like over time, if you don't use those other skills, they go back to like 0 or something, being blank. Like you wouldn't, it's like the equivalent of like riding a bike. I haven't ridden like a bike in a hot minute. It's not necessarily you completely forget how to ride a bike, but you don't forget how to ride a bike. specialties. Yes. And obviously, I think, like, once you max out a skill, like, you don't have that weird sensation of forgetting it. Nope, I did something. And then what other stuff? How do the mechanics reinforce the gameplay or overall experience? What are the key decisions players will have to make? What is the core gameplay loop? How will the players interact with the gameplay repeatedly and remain engaged? I think these all, like, kind of put it together. I'll answer all those questions. Just with another thought, but the thought has escaped my goldfish brain. For the structure and narrative, I will have to think of that of another time. Because that is a process. But, like, the visual audio, what is the desired art style and aesthetic? Well, I know for sure we want, well, I want the colors to be soft. Like, they can be intense, but not so intense that I have, like, with Stardew, it's so yellow toned that I had to get mods. Easy for eyeballs. And I want the game to be cozy. Cozy, silly. Obviously, I would put down fun, but it's up to each person that plays the game to think of that. what visual elements are needed, characters, environment. I feel like that's also part of the story, though. Well, it's how will sound design contribute to the atmosphere and player experience with music and voice acting? Would I do voice acting? Well, I think for the first game, music is a yes. I have to have some kind of music. But then voice acting, I don't know. Probably not for the first game that I'm going to be making. But if I manage to somehow make it work, it would probably just be my own voice per different characters, which is not easy to do. I don't do voice acting, so it's like it would be not problematic, but it would be a strange way to do it. For music, I would have to learn how to make music or get it from someone. So I have to commission someone to make it. Logistics and feasibility. What is your budget and timeline? Consider the scale and complexity of your game. Do you have the necessary skills? What tools and technology will you use? Wow, I have 0 skills in game making, music. Well, maybe. I used to be in choir. Voice acting. We'll put that down. Or voices. Art. Animating. Zero. 0. If we're gonna rate this 1 out of 10, I'm gonna say 10 for art because I can figure out most art styles generally. May not be easy, but I can figure it out. Music, I would say 2. I used to be in choir, but it's been years, and so when I sing, it's very sporadic. It's been a long time since I've read a music sheet, so it's kind of questionable if I could still read it. Animating, I would say a 2 as well. I've only done very little animating, so it would be very rough. And I don't really have a timeline for this. Would I love to be able to pump out a game by the end of the year? Sure, but I am also getting married, so that's unrealistic. If anything, I would probably aim for next year. Or the end of next year. somewhere around there. But it would be really me making characters, putting them together in, or at least if I'm not making like full characters, like, oh, here's like a design, Susie Lou. Sue Lou, who also has a wonderful mustache. No, it's not. Like, I would make the character, but not have like their backstory and likes and dislikes. I would have to figure out how to test it too. That would be a big factor. Is finding people that would test them. It's a whole thought process. I would have to really learn how to make or use Unreal Engine, but also need to learn how to use Blender to make the characters. Like, I'd prefer not to have pixel or... Oops. Let me go back to this image. Not to have pixel... But... if I can't figure out how to do 3D... ish... then, yeah. We'll have to... scrap it. And do the pixel. That is quite a bit. I kind of just want to mess around with Unreal Engine, but I feel like it would implode with me trying to run that and stream at the same time. Let's see. I could do this. I could raid out to someone. Do you want Luna streaming? She's doing art. So we could do that. We can put it on the screen. Because I don't want my computer to implode. Trying to run something and stream at the same time, because it probably would. my luck. We will send the love over to Luna. And here is my raid messages. If you are followers, these will work for you. And then I am back Thursday. Yes, Thursday with more art. I'm probably gonna actually work on more art fight stuff in between streams. I just right now my whole thought process is like the hamster on a little spin wheel, and my thought process is going, and that is a one-track mind. So we're gonna do that. Luna is working on some art from K-pop Demon Hunters that she's working on, and probably dying of laughter for sure. And with that, you all have a good evening, good day, good night. Bye-bye.